Hey guys, it's Ryan. Okay, so for today's video, you guys are going to get a little treat because this is a wild story time. This is like multiple stories in one story time because the experience I had working at a hotel was absolutely insane, and it was very rare for me to leave and not have a story. Like, it was wild. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. So I started working at a hotel. I'm not going to say the name because I'm not going to be blacklisted from ever working at this hotel again. Um, so I started working at this hotel, and the first day that I am officially working, my first shift, I go in and I pull up and there's police everywhere. And I was like, okay, like this is weird, but I'm here to make some shmoney, so I'm gonna go in. And I clocked in, I go up to the front desk because I work the front desk at a hotel. Probably should have said that. I work front desk, so all the issues come to me, all the first impressions, all the problems, all the weirdness comes straight to me. So I came into work and I was like, hey, what's going on to my coworker? Because there's police everywhere. And he goes, oh, this is a drug bust. Casual, like this is usual. So I was like, oh, a drug bust, sure, okay. So I look around and I see downstairs in the so there's a front desk, and then over across the hall a little bit is a meeting room, and in the meeting room is a church service going on. So I look over, there's church, they're literally singing like prayer songs, and then I look over to the hallway and I see somebody sprint. So then I see cops start running, and then they go upstairs, and this kid, I guess, goes into his room, and it's this huge ordeal. I felt like I was in like a movie. Like I was like what is going on? Like, how is there like this huge drug bust while there's a church service going on downstairs? Like, this is just like, what? So everyone's coming up to me. All the guests are coming up to me. They're like, what's going on? Like, why are there police here? Why is it a commotion? Like, what's going on? And we have to like calm them down, because if they get mad enough, then they can be like, yo, I want a refund. And then that sucks for us. So we're like trying to calm down, like, oh, it's not a big deal. Like, it's just, I don't even know what we told them. So then I see like the van roll up. I see the dogs roll up. I see everything roll up. And it's like almost like a hostile situation because they don't know what's going on in the room. They can't get into the room until they have a search warrant. They can't get into the room until they have a search warrant. So once they get the search warrant, then they can go in and they can search his room and go through everything and find out what is going on. Like, why is this kid being reported? So then they search the room, and they come back down, and I'm like, oh, like, what's the update? Like, what's going on? And he goes, yeah, so this kid, like, we're charging him with a felony. He has guns, there's drugs, there's heroin needles, there's spoons, burnt spoons, there's knives, there's a ton of marijuana. He's like, this is like the worst we've seen in a hotel. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay, like my first day, I was like, this is kind of fun. I felt like I was in like a Lifetime movie. Like, I'm the front desk worker. There's a drug bust going on. There's a church service going on. There's families. Like, I don't know. It just felt like a Lifetime movie. So then I see the kid come down and get arrested. Like, he's getting arrested. So he comes down with his hands behind his back. And they have like all the stuff in bags that they're taking away from him, like the guns and all that. And I look, and this kid is literally 18. Like, he is 18 years old. Even the cop was like, yeah, he's 18. Like, I don't know what he's doing with his life. I don't know why he's choosing this path, but it sucks. And then he looked at me and was like, you're doing good working in a hotel. For some reason, people think that when you work at a hotel, like, I've been asked, oh, do you go to school for this? Like, did you go to school to work in a hotel? Is this what you want to do with your life? Like, do you want to move up? And like, for some reason, people hold hotel workers like up high. And I don't understand why, because hotel work is miserable. Like, I hated working front desk. If you want to be disrespected for hours on end, work front desk at a hotel, because it is horrible. So moving on, that was my first day. Now, there's been like little stories here and there, like, I don't know, people having sex in their cars, people having sex in the jacuzzis, noise complaints that are like weird, like I don't know, just weird situations that just like little stuff that you kind of forget just because it's the hotel business. But a few stories stick with you, and that's why I'm jumping around to like the major ones. So I am working the desk, and when you get to a certain point, you work alone. Like you work at the desk alone. I worked 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. So I was usually alone from like 6 to 10. Um, and so I get a call. Lady goes, "Hi, I just wanted you to know that I'm upstairs on the second floor, and there's a woman running around butt naked. Butt naked." So I'm like, okay, thank you so much. So I hang up the phone. I rush upstairs. I swing open the door behind the stairs. Like I run up the stairs. I didn't take the elevator. And when I get to the second floor, I fling the door open and I look on the ground immediately in front of me, and I see this woman, middle-aged, 40 years old, butt naked, not even a sock on her body, not even a bracelet. I look down, she's butt naked, holding a pillow and crying. I am like, "Ma'am, are you okay? Is everything okay?" And she goes, "I don't know where I am." So you're on drugs. You're on drugs or you're drunk. She didn't seem drunk though, so I didn't know what was going on. Like she did not smell like alcohol. She did not seem like acting drunk. She just acted weird. So I was like, "What do you mean you don't know where you are?" She goes, "I don't know where my room is." I was like, "Ma'am, I know where your room is. I checked you in 20 minutes ago." I was like, "Your room is right there." I was actually, no. I was like, "Your room is up a floor on like 304 or something like that." I don't know. I was like, "Your room is up a floor on 304. I was like, "I know where your room is. Let me take you there." So I took her, and as soon as she stands up, butt naked, drops the pillow and hugs me and won't let go. Her titties on my body. Her everything on my body. Everything on my body. Just hugging me, saying thank you. "I don't know where I am. Thank you for saving me." I was like, "Ma'am, I didn't save you yet. Let's get to the room, please." So I told her, "Grab the pillow." I take the pillow out of the pillowcase. I said, "Wrap this pillowcase around to your bottom half because at least that will be covered. Nipples are nipples." And I said, "And let's go upstairs." So I take her upstairs. I walk her into her room and I put her in her bed and I literally tucked her into her sheets, tucked her in on like cocoon. And then I went downstairs and I grabbed crackers out of the sweet shop. The sweet shop is like in the hotel. You can like go and buy snacks and drinks and stuff. I went and bought a box of crackers. I brought her up 3 waters and I brought her up a coffee. And I put it next to her and I said, "If you need anything at all, here's the phone, dial 0 for the front desk and I will come up." I look around, the hotel room is trashed. Like she destroyed it. It looked like she went through and was just swinging her arms. Like it was destroyed. So then I am walking out of her room and I see her 2 daughters who are like in their 20s, but they have the room across the hall. I see them walk up and they see me coming out of the room and I thought, "Oh my God. Oh, this looks so bad." So then they're like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "Your mom was running down the hall. She was butt naked. I don't know if she's drunk or on something, but I tucked her into bed, gave her crackers." They were like, "Thank you so much. Like, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on." They honestly were kind of weird about it. Like, they acted like this has happened before. Like, they were like, "Okay, like, thanks. Maybe you should let your mom know she has a problem. She shouldn't be running around hotel hallways naked." So, moving on from that, the story of all stories. This was probably the wildest time working at a hotel. So, this time I have my coworker with me. She's decided to get some hours in, so she's sticking with me. She's working a little bit longer than she was scheduled, and her and I are just having a good night. Like, it's casual, it's very slow. We're just hanging out, talking, and all of a sudden, we hear immediately we go into panic mode because we've never really had like a trial run of like a fire alarm. So we were like, oh my god, like there's a fire, like we don't know what to do because we haven't like practiced this, like we didn't do practice runs. So we immediately do what we know and we grab what we need, and people start calling, like the phones start ringing. So I'm answering, yes, like there might be a fire, we don't know yet, just evacuate. Yeah, like evacuate please. And then like answering call after call after call. And then I get a call and I answer and she goes, hi, this is blah 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 in room blah blah blah. And I just wanted you to know that I'm the one that set off the fire alarm. And I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, don't worry, there's no fire. And I'm like, okay. And then she goes, but I was swatting a fly. Swatting a fly. And I hit the fire sprinkler on the ceiling. Swatting a fly! So I go, oh, okay. So I run upstairs. I go straight to her room. I walk in and this is what I see. Now, let me let you know that she was not swatting a fly. Her dumbass decided that it would be a good idea to hang her jacket onto the fire sprinkler on the ceiling. She put the hook right through the motherfucker and said, you know what, I'm gonna hang my coat on here. And the fire alarm went off. I don't know if you know how those work, guys, but it's a sprinkler and there's a little glass bulb and smoke. It's so sensitive that smoke will make the bulb break, and that's what sets the sprinklers off. So her putting a coat hanger through that obviously set it off. It was a damn disaster. I did not know how to turn these off, so it was doing that for literally like an hour. The fire department finally came and they taught me how to turn it off. And mind you, she was on 4th floor. So her room was flooded like that, and it was dripping all the way down to 1st. Let me show you what the 1st floor looked like. Of course that night, we were sold out and there was not a single empty room. So we had to take everybody down that line of the floors and move everybody into a hotel and pay for their rooms. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know if she got charged. I don't know if she had to pay for anything. She kind of just like, when everything happened, she was getting her stuff soaking wet. She looked like she fell into a pool. And she's getting all of her stuff soaking wet, putting it on a cart, and is calling another hotel and is like, do you have any openings? I literally think that she just dipped. I don't think she paid for anything. But we had her card on file, and her information, so I don't know if we got in touch. I don't know. I didn't have to deal with that. That's some upper management BS, but I had to. It was a mess. So that's like, I don't know. I could do a part 2, honestly. I could do a hotel stories part 2 because I have so many more. I have a stalker that came to my work. I have people asking me for sex. I have drug bust. I have prostitute stories. Like, I have so many stories working at that hotel. I might do a part 2, guys. Look out for a part 2. But anyways, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want. My social media links are down below. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.